Welcome back to Final Fantasy II. In the previous episode, I infiltrated Bavsk to destroy the dreadnought being built there, failed, joined with Joseph to find the goddess's bell at Snow Cave, defeated Borgen, losing Joseph to a boulder trap, went to Kashuan, joining with Prince Gordon to brave Kashuan Keep, finding Egel's torch and transferring the Sunfire of Kashuan to it. With Hilda being captured by the dreadnought, I infiltrated it, rescuing her, also casting the Sunfire into the dreadnought's engine, destroying it. The King of Pin has unfortunately passed away, giving me his last orders, to go to Deist to find out if any of the Dragoons and their Wyverns are still alive. So let's get to it. I set out to Paloom to see if any sailor is willing to take us to Deist. A lady named Leila is leaving for Deist, so she's willing to have us as passengers. Maria suspects her true intentions, but Firion accepts anyway, the dolt. Leila's ship waits just outside of Paloom. I enter and the ship sails away. But then, all of a sudden, Leila sics her pirates on the party. As far as enemies go, these pirates aren't anything special. Having low stats overall for enemies of this stage of the game, they are easily dispatched. Leila expects to lose her life over this, but Firion is merciful, hoping to join forces against the Empire. As such, Leila offers to take the party anywhere, joining as well. Leila starts with good agility and decent strength, stamina and intelligence, as well as having higher evasion, magic defense, knife, sword and bow skills. She can act as an evasion-focused fighter if equipped with a shield and a mangosh I got a while back. She also starts with Thunder too, for extra help against ocean enemies. Speaking of which, the ocean has new enemies, including buccaneers, stronger than pirates but still aren't particularly threatening, killer fish, aquatic enemies with average stats and a lightning weakness, and sea snakes. Much stronger aquatic enemies, they also have a poisoning attack. Due to the nature of this game's geography, I must head south if I want to reach Deist. I take quite a beating, so I decide to stock up in Paloom before resuming my journey. As I head further south, I spot a small island on the world map, so I decide to check it out. Once I reach the island, I find a single cave. Entering it, new enemies found here include dual deads, incredibly strong undead enemies capable of an incredible number of attacks, with good bulk as well. Red moose, incredibly high defense enemies capable of poisoning, they should be dealt with lightning magic. Yellow jelly, a bit weaker but still bulky and poisonous, weak to fire and ice. And poison toads, strong and bulky poisonous attackers that are weak to ice. I go to the south, opening a chest containing eye drops. I then head north and west, opening a chest holding a high potion, a stronger version of the potion. I then enter an alcove at the center of this room, opening a chest that has another high potion. I then go south and west, opening a chest containing an ether, an item that restores MP. Going around the wall of brambles to reach another southwestern chest. This one has spider silk, an item that is capable of reducing the number of enemy attacks. It even has a 50% chance of not being spent. Afterwards, I go all the way north to go around the wall so I can go south, climbing down stairs to the second floor. I go all the way north, finding a chest containing sleep grass, an item that puts enemies to sleep. Then I go east, opening a chest that has a Scourge Tome, teaching it to Maria. This is poison elemental damage magic. Then I go all the way to the southeast, opening a chest that contains a blind tome. Then I go west, opening a chest with another Scourge Tome. Then I go further west, finding yet another blind tome. I then go north, finding stairs to the third floor. A new enemy that can be found is the Wildhorn, very strong and bulky enemies. I then go south, opening a chest containing garlic, an item that deals damage to the undead. Feeling battered, I teleport out, resting on a cottage, then go back in to the second floor, going north, climbing down to an isolated section of the third floor, opening a chest there that contains spider silk. Then go downstairs to the fourth floor, finding another set of stairs that leads to a secluded village of masked inhabitants. One of them warns of the black mask present at the bottom of this cave, while another is willing to trade, selling demon axes, demon spears, ruby cuirasses, and Gaia drums. The demon spear is effective against magic enemies, while the drum is an item that inflicts damage to all enemies. I buy 3 ruby cuirasses for Firion, Maria and Guy, and a demon spear for Guy as well. I return to the second floor, then the third, going around the north wall to go downstairs to a more open area of the fourth floor. Going north, finding a chest containing 1000 gil, I then go east, climbing down to the fifth floor. A new enemy that can be found here is the Changer. Somewhat strong, they can cast the swap spell as well, exchanging its own HP and MP with the targets. A chest near the stairs contains a sleep tome. I then return to the fourth floor, going all the way west, back to the fifth floor, finding a chest containing a death idol, an item that inflicts fear on all enemies. having only a 10% chance of being spent. I go back again to the 4th floor, going to the southeast, climbing up to the 3rd floor, going north, back to the 4th floor, going south to the 5th, finding a set of 3 chests at the end of a corridor. 2 of them contain sleep grass, with the remaining one having a Gaia drum, being guarded by a wild horn and a poison toad. I teleport out again, resting on a cottage, then return. I go all the way down to the 4th floor, going south, back to the 3rd, finding a chest that contains a phoenix down. This item provides revival capabilities, but it is guarded by a variety of undead enemies. I then go back to the 4th floor, to the northeast, going to the 5th floor, going west, entering a room that has a chest guarded by a bighorn. He has enormous HP, attack and defense. Fortunately, my characters had just enough evasion to dull his attacks a bit, though Firion becomes occupied with healing, while Maria casts Berserk on Guy to boost his attack. I completely forgot about the Ancient Sword. It would have been of so much help, but he still goes down anyway. I finally open the chest, getting the Black Mask. A nearby warp point takes me outside. I sail south, going to Salamand to rest at the inn. I then circumnavigate north of the snow plain, reaching the island of Deist to the east. A new enemy that can be found here is a stalactite, a somewhat strong and bulky enemy that has a weakness to poison. I go north from my landing position, finding the castle of Deist. I find a child that scurries away as I approach. I then climb up to the 2nd floor, finding a chest that contains a cottage. I then go to the south, finding the child's mother. Her husband was a dragoon, killed by the Imperials. The room near them houses the last Wyvern. Its speech is incomprehensible, needing a pendant to be understood. A dragoon might have lost his at the cave north of here. Asking her about the dragoons reveals that the Empire had poisoned Deist's water, wiping both the dragoons and wyverns. I then go southwest, climbing down to the 1st floor, finding a chest containing a phoenix down. I then go back upstairs, going northeast, climbing down again, going south, entering the west door, opening 3 chests containing a stop tome, a cursed tome, and a stun tome, teaching them to Maria. Both stop and stun are capable of paralysis. I then go further south, opening a chest containing a unicorn horn, an item with the restorative properties of Basuna, with only a 10% consumption chance. I then go to the northwest, entering a room with a whopping 8 chests, containing eye drops, a golden needle, which heals petrification, an antidote, a sage's wisdom, a battle item that sets intelligence to 99, a cross, which removes curses, a saint spirit, a battle item that sets spirit to 99, a mallet, and a winged sword, which I give to Firion. It is effective against magic enemies. I set out for the cave north of here. A new enemy found on the 1st floor is the Yellow Soul. This enemy spams Fire 5 and absorbs every single element, but has incredibly low HP. I go east, opening a chest containing 30 gil. I then go further east, climbing down to the 2nd floor, finding the bones of a dragoon, hidden in them being a pendant. I go back to the 1st floor, going to the southwest, climbing down back to the 2nd floor. A new enemy that can be found here is the Revenant. It forgoes the usual status effect trickery of previous undead, preferring raw power and bulk. I go east, finding a chest containing a potion, then stairs to the 3rd floor. A new enemy that can be found here is the Ogre Chief, another strong and bulky enemy. I don't spend much time here, finding immediate stairs to the 4th floor. I then go all the way to the northwest, finding stairs to the 5th floor. A new enemy found here is the Gigantoad, a strong and bulky poisonous attacker that is weak to ice. At the end of this corridor are 4 chests. The bottom one has a knight's armor, which is guarded by adamantoises. I give this armor to Guy. The top 3 meanwhile have a flame bow, which I give to Maria, a sage's wisdom, and a saint spirit. I teleport out so I can rest. This time I go southeast, climbing down to the 2nd floor, going north, then west, finding a chest containing mithril armor. Then I go south, opening a chest that has a mithril helm, then southwest, opening a chest containing a mage's staff. This one is guarded by green souls. Although it is capable of absorbing every element, it is incredibly frail. As if that wasn't enough, they cast Cure, not towards themselves, but towards the party. Thank you, green soul. I then go around the western wall, climbing down to the 3rd floor, going east, opening a chest containing a mithril shield. I teleport out, restocking in Bavsk, then go back to the cave, to the 2nd floor, going to the center of the room, climbing down to the 3rd floor, then going north, opening a chest containing mithril gloves. Then I go east, opening a chest containing a mithril mirror, a battle item that provides a protective wall against black magic. I return to the 2nd floor, going west, climbing down to the 3rd floor, going around the room, finding stairs to the 4th floor. I then go north and west, finding a chest containing an acid vial. This item inflicts massive poison damage on all enemies. I then go south, finding stairs to the 5th floor, then go east, finding 4 doors. The correct door is the 3rd, which takes me to the other side of the wall, finding an enemy blocking my path, the Chimera. Well, 2 of them anyway. This new enemy is pretty strong, having a strong blaze ability as well, but being a magic enemy, it is weak to the demon spear and winged sword I have acquired, so the 2 of them are easily dealt with. I then find the life spring. Hold on a moment, I think I forgot something. I teleport out, go back to Castle Deist. Since I now have the pendant, I can now talk to the Wyvern. It is poisoned and won't last for long. Asking it about the Wyverns, it tells us of its last wish, to take the last Wyvern egg to the life spring, so that it can be preserved. I go all the way back to Deist Cavern, going to the life spring and depositing the egg. I return to Castle Deist. The mother thanks us for the safekeeping of the Wyvern egg at the spring. It is time to sail back to Altair. I enter HQ. Talking with the people here reveals that Hilda has been behaving strangely since her rescue, locking herself in her room. What in the world is happening? I decide to talk with Gordon. He has also noticed this strange behavior, asking us to talk with her. I have made a little progress this time. I went to Paloom, requesting ship travel from Leila, who turned out to be a pirate. I defeated her crew, but sparing her, she joins my party and allows use of her ship to go anywhere. I found a tropical island, getting many items, finding a black mask. Then I went to the island of Deist, finding a sickly wyvern that gives us a wyvern egg to be deposited in the life spring of Deist Cavern. When returning to Altair to report the loss of the dragoons, I find out that Princess Hilda is acting strange. I hope she's alright. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time as I find out the truth of Hilda's situation.